when there's only one thing I can do. Well, you know that I still don't wanna do it. And love, I can find it again in someone sitting close in the flashes of sin. There are other ways I used to think to find my way around the wood and the smell and the word of farewell that I always had to sound. Oh.
My name is Neal Reed. I'm a retired teacher for Jefferson County Board of Education. I was director of the Dirt Bowl for 10 years.
So my name is Cornell Bradley, and I am Cornell with 2 L's. And I said bang, and that's all you need to know about corn.
I'm Neal Robertson, just a helpful hand in the community.
Nathaniel Spencer, documentarian, filmmaker. All I can say is Dirt Bowl, best thing going, especially in this city, Louisville, Kentucky.
Dude with the rock right now, I call him the most electrifying man in the city because that's exactly what he is. He is electrifying. Watch what I'm telling you, right? Oh, nice pass. Easy.
In the beginning, the Dirt Bowl started in 1969, but really you have to go back to 1968 to understand some of the reasoning for the Dirt Bowl happening. And that was the year that Martin Luther King was assassinated. And inside the inner city, not only in Louisville, but everywhere, they're basically trying to find something for our youth and everybody else to do. And basketball has always been a big thing around Louisville. And back then, Ben Watkins, who started the Dirt Bowl, they used to take teams from Louisville and they go out to Newburgh and play against the Newburgh boys. They just called them the Farmers. You know, because we always considered Newburgh to be country. Ben Watkins worked for Metro Parks and came up with the idea not just having the teams from Newburgh to play, but to have like an open tournament of outstanding basketball players from different parts of the city. So the Dirt Bowl started in 1969 summer in Algonquin Park. They played there for about a year or two. Then it moved to what we call the Valley. And the Valley is the court down there near Southwestern Parkway. And then to where we are now, about in 73. We've been here ever since.
Oh, back up. Play. Now, put in play.
I know Ben and from the documentary that Mr. Spencer here made, they talked about how there was like racial tension going down and they had to try to get something for the people in the neighborhoods to do, kind of like we did once we brought the Dirt Bowl back. It seemed like it always has something to do with violence, calming down violence. You know, and then when you come down here in the park and you see all the people getting along, you would think that, hey, every city should be doing this. Now, back then, in 69, I was at 49. Well, he don't quite remember right now, but we'll get him together. But the thing is, back then, though, what we try to do, try to make it an outlet for people to come down and gather information. Because a lot of people in our neighborhoods, they don't have transportation to make it to different places where you could go and receive information. Yes, it do cut down on crime. Yes, there are great basketball players. Yes, there are great games, but actually that's the worm on the hook. The basketball game really means nothing to me, honestly, because I can't play out there. Nobody will pick me up since you cut that team out.
That's what he said.
So it means nothing to me anymore.
The game ain't what it used to be.
Yeah, but I still play though. I still play. But that's the worm on the hook to get the people down here to try to see people and talk to people that they haven't seen in Asia, that they went to school with, you know, because if you think about it, there's not a lot of things for African Americans to do here in Louisville, Kentucky for real. And if it is, it might be the elite African Americans, if there's a such thing as an elite African American group here in Louisville. There's not really a lot for them to do, and then when they get something that they can do, they all come out and they love and enjoy to see each other, talk to one another.
For me, the community is the big thing about the Dirt Bowl. When it comes to the players, the great players, from '69 up to even now, they were the attraction to bring the people, the community together. And as a whole, it's what makes it a great event. Like Neal said, you know, I mean, he claims that nobody will pick him, and he's probably right, though. He's probably right. But
he's an excellent player, though.
Yeah.
When I first laid eyes on Neal, he was just jumping and dunking out here. I said, "Who is that guy, Corny?" Corny said, "Oh, that's Neal Robertson."
And he said it just like that. That's Neal Robertson.
Right.
Didn't have that enthusiasm.
But my experience came with the Dirt Bowl was in '89. I was brought on board by Coach Vic Bender at the time. He was my college coach, and I was just fresh off moving from Owensboro down here. So I was new to the city, and he said, "Come on down to the Dirt Bowl, and I'll give you a little job and see how you like it that summer." Well, my first summer, it was the hottest summer I'd ever went through down here, and I wasn't used to big crowds of people like this, and Corny was kind of coaching me through this, and I stepped in as the director under Corny's leadership, and I stayed down for 10 years, and I watched Dirt Bowl emerge. Seemed like it got rebirthed in '89 through the '90s. You know, it was a lot more, you know, they had the open, but wasn't nobody concentrating on the middle school or the high school at the time. So I said, "Corny," I said, "I got a son and I want to coach him." And he said, "Well, why don't you go ahead and expand the high school and middle school?" And within like 2 weeks, I had, like Corny said, I had 16 high school teams and 16 middle school teams. He said, "Oh, hey, you doing too much now down here now."
Look how quick all 5 of the red jerseys get back on defense, though. Nobody's down. Nobody's playing on the defensive end. They're making everything difficult. In your mouth, Joe.
Dirt Bowls went through some heck of struggles. In '86, Metro Park decided that they would go into the format playing a league format, and they stopped playing the double elimination tournament. And the price of teams, if I'm not mistaken, was somewhere between $30 and $40 per team. When they went to the league format, it went up to like $75 per team. All they could attract was like 16 teams. And '88 was the last year that they played that particular format. Also, '88 was the worst year that I was down here because we just had 16 teams, and we started each game early, like at 2 o'clock. At 6 o'clock, man, we was through. And then by that time, later on, you could see the crowds were riding through the park, but the Dirt Bowl was over. Also in this time period, man, there were 5 hated ball players in Louisville, 5 most hated ball players, a team called Eye to Eye. They were the most hated group of 5 ball players in this whole city. And
it's funny, you put them on prime time, though.
I just deserved it. And what happened is that in order to sell the Dirt Bowl, that's what I sold the Dirt Bowl on, was that team, because nobody could stand them. And just all around, man, dudes in Beach Terrace, Carlos Hayes, and them couldn't stand them. And they was willing to come down here and play. You follow what I'm saying? And it just went all over. And truthfully, the projects have created a bunch of talented basketball players down here. And there's no question about that.
And jump shot. Teacher. Bang. I said bang.
Every little city in Kentucky had a Dirt Bowl or Dust Bowl. And we used to rank the Dust Bowl, the basketball. In all my years, Louisville was always #1. Then we would spin off, we might run to Owensboro and check him out, but Lexington was #2, and Hopkinsville was #3. Paducah was down probably #5.
So let me ask you a question then. What do you think why people are not like sponsors like y'all had Win Dixie?
Wonder Bread,
there's
Sun
really
Kiss.
yeah, but there's really not a sponsor
I honestly think, Neal, I don't know, sometimes I feel that
come on.
when I say we,
Y'all,
including
but go
myself,
ahead. Y'all, but
don't
go
go after. I don't think we go after.
Oh, no, I don't agree with you right there.
I said we. I'm talking about
You don't think we
myself.
go after corporate
No, it's not
sponsors
you.
like we used to?
We went after the corporate sponsors. I'm thinking that it's west of 9th Street, and it's a negative image of the Dirt Bowl, and they don't want anything to really do with it. Because I'm telling you from being on the inside of that game, looking at it, they don't want nothing to do with it. Because if this was at the Yum Center, guess what they'll be doing? They'll be jumping out of the woods to be a part of this. Every time you look up, somebody's getting shot in the West End. Although we don't have any violence going on, a few isolated incidents that really don't have nothing to do with the games and the guys playing. Right. Like the guy got shot over on Market Street. So they connected that to the Dirt Bowl. But how though? See, any negative images.
Nothing happened at the Dirt Bowl really much.
No.
I mean, really, it's always been outside of the Dirt Bowl.
Yeah, but a sponsor don't want anything to do with it. Nobody's saying anything good. Well, yesterday 2 people got shot in the West Louisville. They don't identify or specify where these guys got shot at. So everybody look at the whole West Louisville. I'm not riding down that West and 9th Street. Now you guys talk to Attica Scott and them about that West Street divider. Come on, man, everything past 9th Street is a negative. It's negative.
Stereotype.
Yeah.
Is what it is.
Now, if you go to 4th Street Live, a lot of things happen.
You don't even hear about.
I watched the guy snatch a lady's purse. I'm like, whoa, what's going on? Now, should I be scared? Oh, Lord. So I'm not going to St. Matthews anymore.
You know, it's just like when I talk about violence in the Dirt Bowl, you have to compare us with something that the only thing I can think of you can compare us with would be street ball.
But you said violence in the Dirt Bowl? Like,
yeah, I mean, that's what I'm saying.
Okay,
here's what I'm trying to say is, compare us with street ball. If you ever play street ball, it's fight so early all day long. And we are not like that. And that's what I mean when I say compare. We don't fight on here on this court. It don't happen.
We talk about violence. They fight in the NBA.
Sure do.
You ever they don't put those microphones closer because they cuss.
Yeah.
Because you know where those guys come from?
They come from the streets.
Okay. They're not just choir boys. You know, but we're talking about the Dirt Bowl because, yeah, it's a great event. Great. Like Rutgers, a great event, right? But from every year, like, you know, you talked about they stopped and then people start going inside. Rutgers, they've been playing outdoors. They look forward to go playing outdoors, right? And they get the best players. Kevin Durant, 63 points. People have to pay to see Kevin Durant play. Imagine Kevin Durant coming down here one time and you get to holler bang. Guess what? You'll probably be saying it so much, your throat will go out.
Music for these crab babies.
Over here, the baseball field. They named the baseball field after Paul Baker. 1999, me and Paul Baker went head and head because Paul Baker had gathered a group of people in this community to complain about the Dirt Bowl, and at that time, they wanted to move the Dirt Bowl indoors. And that was already ready to go, and when I found out that was gonna happen, I jumped in. And I went against Paul Baker. Let me say something else about Paul Baker. Paul Baker's dead, and at one time in my life, me and Paul Baker were great friends. And one thing I can say about politics is that nobody stays mad at somebody forever. I don't care what you see on TV, how they go head and head at it. They don't stay mad like that forever. And I just stayed mad about Paul Baker about that. He had his view of it, I had mine. But the bottom line is that I definitely seen a need to keep the Dirt Bowl and keep it outside. If this tournament ever goes indoors, I won't go indoors with it. I will not. That's something I won't do. And then if they take it indoors, please don't call it the Dirt Bowl. Call it some other basketball league or whoever you want to name it after or whatever. But don't take that Dirt Bowl title indoors, because if it ain't playing outdoors, it's not gonna be no Dirt Bowl, and that's in my opinion.
Well, that's what they said when, you know, the guys that came from ESPN, they talked about playground basketball. Once you do go inside, you're no longer entitled to be in playground basketball. So that's what you have to try to prevent basketball from going indoors, which is really taken away from our youth. Because if you think about how good all those guys were that you saw, they learned their game from playing down here or playing in the parks. Now they take them all inside, and they're not really as skilled as they used to be. They're not
I think
ready.
make them a little softer.
I think, you know what, in my opinion, to me, a young child would be better if he comes down here and play against somebody older than he is, somebody better than he is, get pushed and shoved around. It's gonna make him a tougher basketball player and whatever. Instead of a basketball player from the time he's 9, 10 years old to be constantly coached, to be constantly have a referee, and the bottom line, don't have a chance to really develop something on his own without being hollered at. And one thing that I always tell any child I think is talented, especially if he can dribble the basketball, I tell him a good drill to do if you got room and space is take a towel or something, put over your face. And basketball dribbling is all about touch. If you can touch that basketball like this and like that, go between your legs, then you can be able to see the defense coming at you. You'll be able to pass the ball to open man. But if you got a constant look at that basketball and then look up, you lost. So I always teach that anyway.
Dirt bowl. Family, friends, good food, great atmosphere, a lot of joy, happiness, and peace. And I'm going to put it out there, one of the best MCs, if not the best MC, I'm going to give it to him. Best MC in all sports, Cornell with 2 L's, Brad.
Right.
I'm glad you said that, because man, the ESPN said I was one of the best he ever heard also.
Yeah,
Okay.
It's real
I
talk.
appreciate
He
that.
ta- he
And plus,
did.
he put my bang. I
He's
said
a Hall
bang
of
out
Famer.
there.
He's definitely a Hall of Famer.
So thank you very much.
Would you come on back to me just to say hello? Sing a little symphony